Hey, Dynamo Nation, this is James. Stay tuned. We're looking at 3 deep sleepers at the running back position for Week 11. Let's get it. Dynamo Nation, what's going on? This is James. We're here, Week 11, and we're looking at 3 deep sleepers at the running back position. I can't believe it's already Week 11. I know a lot of teams are still struggling at RB, injuries, bye weeks, but I'm here to help. We're going to take a look at these 3. We're going to go over our parameters. We're going to see how we did last week. Last week, we were 3 for 3. We did pretty good on our deep sleepers. Remember, for running backs, they have to be started outside of the top 24 on my fantasy league at the time of the video. So last week, A.J. Dillon, who, if you've been watching, you know I've been hyping him up, pumping him up. He's going to get that starting job for the next few weeks. We're going to see how that goes. Obviously, he's being started within the top 24. I can't use him this week. A.J. Dillon, he's probably going to blow up. So if you've been watching, hopefully you grabbed him. We also had Brandon Bolden. He had just hit that 10-point mark, so that was a hit for us. And then Mark Ingram looked great in that starting role. He might get another start this week. Like I said last week, don't drop him because those knee injuries, we're going to see with Kamara. You know, Ingram might have another week or two with him as a starting running back, and he's a must start if he's out there. So those were our 3 last week, 3 for 3. Starting parameters, we have to get 10 points, and they have to be outside the top 24 in terms of percentages started on my fantasy league. For this week, we're looking at 3 guys that are interesting, to say the least. Our first is going to be Deontay Foreman, Titans. And I know AP's there, but AP has looked absolutely cooked.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm getting cooked.
There's no 2 ways around it. He looks cooked. So if you've got AP, if you bought into it, hopefully you didn't pay too much. Hopefully you got him on waivers. You got him for free. I know there's a lot of people throwing 3rd-round picks in the rookie draft next year. I seen one trade. I seen someone was so desperate for a running back, they traded a 2nd-round pick for AP. And, I mean, I don't know what to say. I wish that guy was in my league. So, but we're going to go Deontay Foreman. He got involved with the pass game this past week. 2 catches, 48 yards. And they're going against Houston this week. Houston's got one of the worst run defenses, one of the worst defenses overall in the league. They're giving up 4.5 yards per carry on rushes on defense. So Foreman is probably going to eat. The thing about that game that I like the most is Tennessee's playing so well, you would expect Tennessee to get up pretty quick, which would mean running the clock out. And if Foreman is looking like the better option right now at running back, he's probably going to take that lead. And then he brings some upside in that pass game. 2 catches, 48 yards. They might go back to that. So Foreman for sure this week for me, for one of our deep sleepers. If you're hurting at running back, he's probably sitting on waivers, especially in a redraft league. If you can grab him, plug him in, see what happens, RB3. I think he's going to get your 10 points. Hopefully, let's see if we're right. Our second running back is going to be Devonta Freeman. Another pretty good matchup. Chicago's run defense is giving up 4.4, 4.5. So their run defense is pretty susceptible to Latavius Murray practice today, but it was on a limited basis. So we're going to see what happens with that ankle. He's been down for a few weeks now. With Murray, I would expect them to kind of bring him in slowly. And even before the injury, him and Freeman is pretty much a 50-50 split. And Freeman was still putting up, you know, some at least decent startable numbers, hitting over that 10-point threshold. I would expect to see Freeman get his usual 3 to 4 receptions, 30, 35 passing yards. And the thing is, when he does that, we're looking already, 6.5 to 7.5 points in a full PPR right there. So if he does, you know, crack another 40 yards on the ground, maybe sneaks in for a touchdown, he's a sneaky play, especially going against Chicago. And the thing about Chicago is Justin Fields is playing so well right now that he and Lamar Jackson, I'm kind of excited for this game. This could be a back and forth game. And I'm hoping that's what happens between Lamar and Justin Fields. Them going back and forth and this turning into a track meet. And if that were to happen, that's going to help Devonta Freeman in terms of that pass work. So Freeman, another sleeper for this week, deep sleeper at the running back position. And that is going to bring us to our last running back. Now, he's the best of this bunch, but he's still a deep sleeper. I think he's currently number 33 in percentages started, and that's Tony Pollard. I know Zeke is there. Zeke eats up a lot of work, but they're going against KC. This 100% game script matters for our running backs. Tony Pollard, game script, the way KC rolled last week, I don't expect anything less this week going against Dallas. I expect that offense to be firing on all cylinders. If that were to happen, and we know Dallas has the weapons. Dak is a great quarterback. You got CeeDee Lamb there, Cooper, Dalton's been like, he's played really well. Zeke and Pollard. I mean, they have weapons. Gallup, like, they're going to be able to keep up with KC on offense. And that should make you really excited, especially if Pollard is still being started at the RB 33 right now. You can get him, plug him in. This should be a back and forth track meet. He should eat receiving yard wise. He should be catching a lot of passes this week, racking up a lot of yards, and he's going to mix it on the ground. So Tony Pollard is going to be our third running back. Out of all of them, I feel the best about him. So we'll see how that goes. You know, I think we have three nice options this week for our RB deep sleepers. And yeah, so that's going to be our three. Hopefully you guys are able to pick some of these up on waivers. Hopefully you already have some already stashed on your bench. Maybe bye week filling guys that you've already been sitting on. And let's get to it. So that's going to be our three deep sleepers at running back for week 11. If you enjoy the content, please subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And be on the lookout for our three wide receivers, deep sleepers. Our parameters for them are going to be outside the top 36. So we're going even deeper on those. So check that out. And I hope everybody has a great week. All right, stay safe.